Hey folks, I just wanted to say I hope everybody, friends, families, to aborted babies, severed dogs, happy holidays. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. We are near the new year in just a few days, and I hope, you know, everybody had the worst birthday present any. I'm not salty because I didn't get anything. I'm salty because I didn't get anything. I'm joking. But anything else, I hope everybody had a great holidays. I just want to get some, recaps on the way. I understand. Thank you to everybody that watched my predictions for the playoffs, up and coming postseason for the NFL. So I just want to get the SmackDown, then Raw. I'm trying to switch it up for before the end of the year because I'm about to make a rant video. So I'm gonna keep it optimistic for Raw and SmackDown. A bit optimistic. I'm still going to be as critical and as harsh as possible, just in a more better tone, so I don't, risk up having an aneurysm and completely bloat it out for my rant. So SmackDown happened, and it was last night, Christmas Day. So yeah, is this gonna have a lighter criticism? No. Is it still going to be a detailed review? A bit. Anything else, the only biggest thing that happened was the biggest pop and maybe the most positive thing going into SmackDown was Rusev finally coveting his United States title. The only notable thing he's, you know, done in his entire career. He won the US title about 3 times now. And the last time he won it was like 2016 or 15. Anyway, he won it, and that's all you should know. So he beat Shinsuke Nakamura in the main event of SmackDown, but there was a lot more coming into the event. Mustafa Ali versus Andrade Cien Almas. Jeff Hardy faced off against Samoa Joe, so they can continue their feud even if they're gonna go hit the kickoff. And this is about Jeff Hardy's storyline about substance abuse. So obviously, this should be tackled a bit better. Just and I don't think a lot of stuff was focused on the women's division. Thanks to it gotten so big, and I think Becky Lynch, Asuka, and Charlotte Flair, they really didn't do much. So we opened up with the Usos, Gallows, and Anderson versus Sanity and the Bar. All I had to tell you is Sanity and the Bar lost a few of the same moves you've been seeing for the past few weeks. I understand they're trying to do anything to make these guys seem relevant because, as you heard, the club or Gallows and Anderson hasn't been there since August, and I don't know when the hell Sanity were even relevant. It's been mainly the New Day that were commentating in the middle of the match, the Bar, and the Usos. That the Usos have been the most over tag team, yet they've rarely held on to the belt for the remainder of the fall and winter. All I can tell you is the Sanity still lost this match and proven to be less intimidating, less threatening, and less interesting. Just like the Bar, the only thing interesting is the two individual wrestlers that we known for nearly half the decade, and the New Day thinks it has maybe the most likable cast of tag teams that overstayed their welcome in the tag division and the main roster. Pretty much it. The next match was Mustafa Ali. I mean Daniel Bryan. That was kickoff of the show, interrupting R-Truth and Carmella. Seriously, can we get R-Truth stop looking like Carmella's sugar daddy because they won the Mixed Match Challenge? We understand this isn't going to go anywhere. Daniel Bryan is looking like a complete mid-carder. It doesn't seem to be showing off anything that, makes Daniel Bryan threatening, intimidating, shows that he has an upper hand in anything. Just lost to Mustafa Ali. He got pinned by a cruiserweight that's literally the same level as you. What is this supposed to show Daniel Bryan? What really makes Daniel Bryan world champion material? It doesn't have an edge like AJ Styles. It doesn't show dominance like Samoa Joe. What really makes Daniel Bryan an interesting character to make sure he holds onto the WWE title for over a month before the Royal Rumble? It's really not that threatening. And R-Truth is like, oh, I'm number 30 though. I can beat you. Not Not a lot of competitors from the number 30 spot won the Royal Rumble, man. Only only main eventers that came in number 30 won the Royal Rumble. I'm just saying, main eventers. Main eventers like Edge, John Cena, Triple H, The Undertaker. I don't think Randy Orton came in number 30, but he still won twice. I mean, there was a lot riding up to this, but just showing Daniel Bryan as being absolutely shown to be a world champion, but has a mid-card character and a mid-card attitude with a mid-card build. This has no way of adjusting Daniel Bryan's character except showing that he's a brute and ass. That's it. Of course, we have the same antics because Andrade Cien almost does the same stick, but he has no backstage segment. You have you have an interesting, charismatic female with you, yet you guys don't do much promos with it. Mustafa Ali still won. AJ Styles was also coming in, and after this, AJ Styles came out of I think Daniel Bryan came out of nowhere and assaulted him because he lost to him last week. This shows nothing except Mustafa Ali is supposed to be the underdog because he's coming out of the cruiserweight division. Everybody, especially Shelton Benjamin, I don't know if they were feuding or anything. I don't care. And then the attack happened. That was literally it. Anything else, I can't tell you much about this match. I really didn't care. I didn't care. Second half of the show was more interesting to me. That's just my opinion. They don't want you to care about the mid card. They don't want you to care about the lower card. None of these guys have the best backstage time. You have 2.5 hours. You have You have nearly 3.5 hours of Monday Night Raw. Yet less backstage segments. And if they are backstage segments, they are comedic, not that interesting, and not that threatening. And it doesn't characterize these guys at all. And I want to see this for Andre Cien almost. I want to see these guys improve. See, this is me trying to be a nice guy. And that will fail. We had Miss TV showing Miss trying to associate with Shane McMahon after the stupid little. See, come on, no one cares about Crown Jewel. No one cares. And she's trying to bring up this sob story with Shane, and saying that his family never respected him and his career hasn't gone nowhere. Really? Is this really how we're going to... And he brings up his achievements, and he takes it like, I did everything, and I didn't do this shit. Come on. And he said this is still not enough to win over the owner. I don't understand what he's trying to get from this. Oh my goodness. I just didn't care. This is a completely corny. Miz should be trying to go for a world championship. For the past 3 years, he never took a narrative. Hey, maybe instead of just wasting my time with the mid card, I've beaten Randy Orton for the WWE title. I've beaten John Cena for the WWE title. I've proven that I'm a threat for The Rock. And not only has he used this A-list movie gimmick for the past 5 years and gotten nowhere with it except a few forgettable runs for the Intercontinental title, now he's trying to play this buddy crap with Shane McMahon that he's been doing for the past 5 weeks that got nowhere except continuous pointless jobber wins and gotten nowhere except stupid fucking reality show shit. Come on. This is getting nowhere, man. He said himself he's a Grand Slam. He's a Grand Slam. He has a couple guys in his resume that he's defeated. And you're telling me right now he doesn't get an opportunity against Daniel Bryan. He doesn't feud with Jeff Hardy. He doesn't feud with anybody. Samoa Joe. Any of these guys could have been interesting feuds with The Miz, but The Miz just wants to always play this stupid shtick with everybody that just makes sure he just talks shit in the mic, does a few forgettable 20-minute matches, and gets nowhere with it. So as soon as that wrapped up, we had Samoa Joe versus Jeff Hardy. It was an enjoyable match until it ended by disqualification because he brung up his drugs and shit, and I don't care. This was. I want this to be an interesting feud, but I've seen the substance abuse angle before. And for other fans, younger fans, yes, I can understand. This is just drowned out to me. This just drowned out to me because obviously, I've seen this before. I've seen a lot of these feuds before because I understand the history. I understand the articles I read about Jeff Hardy from other wrestlers, from videos. Dude, he came up stoned in the pay-per-view for the World Championship against Sting on TNA. If that's not to show how much Jeff Hardy's and unprofessionalism and his immaturity got the best of him when it came to doing something great, this could have been something to capitalize on. And I can understand what they're trying to do with this. But I understand it's going to be undersold like any other wrestler, any other angle, and any other champion. That's what they're doing with Daniel Bryan, and that's what's going to be doing with Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe haven't even won a singles title yet. He has not been in any notable feud. The only thing notable he did was face off against Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar feuded with Braun Strowman. Guess what that got him? Nowhere. This made Braun Strowman less of a threat. This made Samoa Joe taken less seriously when he came to SmackDown after the mashup and crap like that. So feuding with Jeff Hardy and ending it by disqualification just to choke him out proves nothing except this feud's going to keep on going until a kickoff match occurs or something happens in the Royal Rumble. I don't know which, but I know it's just going to conclude, and I'm going to forget about it. Just like I forgot Nicholas, some random Make-A-Wish looking kid, won the WWE Tag title in WrestleMania. And Braun Strowman got a championship on his list. With some random child at WrestleMania. I just want you to get that out. That's why that rant video is coming out soon. Oh my god. And I haven't even got to the main event, and I'm already ranting. I've done that for a lot of my videos, actually. So the main event was supposed to be... So the main event is... sorry, just the beard. Just the beard. You'll get it when you watch a lot of WWE for 5 hours straight. So it was the main event was for the United States Championship involving Shinsuke Nakamura, faggot Michael Jackson, less of 25% more faggot, with bursting off against Rusev that won it in dramatic fashion in a back and forth matchup. It was entertaining. We saw a bit of the back and forth. We understand how much Rusev's trying to get the Rusev Day thing over, and it's been the most over thing for most of the year, and one of the most positives because it kept the fans optimistic. It was the best thing to chant instead of "This is awesome" or CM Punk or any other basic crap. Just one basic chant that can get the fans up and running and give them a lot of energy. That doesn't sound that bad. That doesn't sound that bad. So, the main event ended up off a Boomaye off a clothesline. I mean, a Kinshasa. Sorry. A Kinshasa, then a clothesline out of nowhere, then accolade kick. I forgot what he calls it, but still, he ended off a kick. A random thrust kick. And then won the match 1, 2, 3. Rusev finally becomes a 3-time U.S. champion, and we end the year in a high note. SmackDown gets a 4 out of 10. Because of the segment I just watched with McMahon and AJ Styles. Both with AJ Styles losing his grip, slapping Vince in the face. I thought that was a fun segment and funny as well. The funniest crap. And Vince was like, oh, I like it. I like it. He gave the Roman Reigns his back face. So that was entertaining. There was also a segment with the mistletoe with one of the Usos and Naomi. It's like, don't kiss my side man. I'm joking. That was fucked up. But anything else to show was alright. It wasn't anything to scoff at. It will be forgettable unless you like the Rusev and Nakamura match. And I think a lot of people did. There was a few alright moves, good reversals. Is there anything you wouldn't mind in a championship match? Even though this could have been stuck into a pay-per-view, this is one of the best matches of the night. and maybe matches of the month, even though there was a lot of forgettable matches this month and this year. If you want to go out there watch anything CZW, NJPW, Ring of Honor, no one's stopping you. If you have a different brand of wrestling, you don't like branding any wrestling at all, go ahead, but I don't want to see WWE lose relevance. This is what I'm talking about. Forgettable matches, not a lot of storylines, not a lot of charisma, not a lot of what kind of identity WWE wants to be. It's like they want to be this PC culture and want to be a professional sport, even though fans know it's fake. They just want it to be in a different angle to show what they can do in the current generation that they're on. And WWE still doesn't understand this. I don't get it. Bringing up previous crap over a match you did in a tournament you did in Saudi Arabia. Bringing up some cruiserweight, even though the cruiserweight division should be in line with the main roster, so there can be more variety of matches going on. More interesting characters and more, people that look the part to be champion, and have everything built up and scheduled for week to week bouts instead of rushed. Even though you guys have like 5 to 7 days to plan something that doesn't sound that hard. If you guys are on the road preparing and choreographing, I think you guys should do that. Make more backstage segments, noticeable. Make promos actually matter. Stuff like that plays a toll. It'll make the fans interested. Make the matches mean something. Make them have a lasting effect instead of the stupid repetitive crap. Because everything is repetitive when it comes to a wrestling match. So thank you for watching. Raw review will be coming up soon. It'll be uploaded soon. Thank God. I hope everybody enjoyed their Christmas. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe.